Who does not like the Cheddar Bay Biscuits? Nobody. And if they don't, they're not your friend. Hey guys, I'm Chef Alycia Nicole, back with you for another restaurant recipe. What do we know about Cheddar Bay Biscuits? They're light, they're fluffy. You can't just have one. There's never enough at the table. Well, guess what? You can make your own at home. So the Cheddar Bay Biscuit recipe is super easy, super quick. You don't have to wait for anything to rise. You throw it in the oven and you enjoy it with your family afterwards. They're delicious. So let's get started. Preheat your oven for 450 degrees and follow me with the recipe. So let's talk about the ingredients. We have flour, cheese, salt, sugar, garlic powder, baking powder, buttermilk, butter for melting to brush on top of the Cheddar Bay Biscuits, and parsley to go inside. You can use fresh obviously, but this is what I have. So making the Cheddar Bay Biscuits from Red Lobster at your house is pretty simple. We use flour and we're gonna put everything, all the dry ingredients into the bowl. The baking powder, salt, sugar, because you gotta have a little sweetness. And this is double the garlic powder because I'm gonna use half in the melted butter and half in here. So we just eyeball it. It's all going in the same thing. So, you know, if you don't do it exact, it's fine. Mix up your dry ingredients. Try to keep it in the bowl. I can smell the garlic already. And now we'll prepare the butter and the buttermilk. So for the butter, we just want to cut it up into small pieces. It seems a bit soft. So what I'm gonna do with the lighting in here, I'm going to cut it quickly and put it back in the fridge or the freezer because they're biscuits and you want them to be, crumbly because they're not gonna be super flaky because they're Cheddar Bay Biscuits, but you want them to be light and fluffy. So that's that. We can put them in here. So that's our chopped up butter into small pieces. We'll work that into our flour mixture and add our buttermilk and we'll be ready to go. So this is our chilled butter cut into small pieces. And now we'll work that into our flour so that it's consistently mixed throughout. Add our cheese, of course, and our buttermilk, and then we'll be ready to go in the oven. So now let's add our butter to our flour mixture, all of the chilled butter. And you're gonna mix it through the flour mixture until you've broken the butter up into small pieces, like pea size or even smaller. This is called cutting the butter into the flour. You can use a fork too, but that's gonna take even longer. Something you can do to move even faster is use a food processor or mixer. Okay, so that's what you want it to look like. You don't want to take any butter away. Keep it all in the bowl. Next up, the all-important cheese. And if you recall, they're pretty cheesy, so you want to get a good amount in there. Mix that in there well, so it's coated and all throughout, and then you add your buttermilk and mix that. Get everything coated. All right, so we've got our mixture. I put it in a little smaller bowl, easier to manage. And you can use a scoop to kind of keep that rounded shape that they use. Space them apart a good amount. Or you can grab a large spoon and just spoon it off with your finger. I need a little bit more. And create a small mound like that. Lots of cheese, visible. All right, Cheddar Bay Biscuits going in the oven. So set your oven for 450 degrees and your Cheddar Bay Biscuits are gonna bake for about 10 minutes. Once they are a little crispy on the edge and golden and the cheese is melting, they're ready to go. Fresh out of the oven. So the melted butter, the garlic, and the parsley are mixed in the bowl and we just brush that on top. So we've got our finished product, the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay Biscuit at home. Super simple recipe, no biscuit mix, everything from your cupboard, some cheddar cheese shredded, a little bit of parsley, some garlic powder that we all have, flour, you might have to get some buttermilk, but you can replace it with milk if you'd like, it probably would work out just fine. And some baking powder, not soda, I've made that mistake before. You get to enjoy these at home. Take a look. Nice brown bottom, golden on the top, you know, buttery, cheesy, all throughout. Nice and light, not in health, but in weight. If you got some ideas that you'd like to share with me, by all means, share in the comments so we can cook together. If you guys want to cook more restaurant recipes with me, click subscribe and click the notification bell.